Köszönöm szépen. Üdvözlök mindenkit nagy szeretettel, és már is kezdem a beszédet. Honorable Minister, Presidents, Directors, Dear Excellency, it is great, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is great honor for me that I can present myself today to celebrate the official inauguration of regular flights from Budapest to New York and Chicago, carried out by the Polish national carrier PLL LOT. From the Polish perspective, it is particularly important in this event that it takes place on the day of our national holiday. The 3rd of May commemorates the adoption in 1791 of the Constitution of the Republic of Poland, the first modern basic law in Europe and the second, after the American, in the world. The Polish flights to America themselves have a long tradition. They are also carried out at the moment, not to mention that in these days, the PLL LOT Polish Airlines flight is being opened on the Rzeszów, New York route. A distinctive feature of the event in which we are just participating is the simultaneous involvement of Poland and Hungary. It is an example of synergic action, an example of cooperation which we strive for, we should strive for in various spheres of operation of the Visegrad Group, for example. Unfortunately, in recent years, Polish and Hungarian carriers LOT and Malif have found themselves in a deep crisis from which only LOT managed to recover. At present, as President Rafał Milczarski will probably tell us a few words, LOT is generally on the line of systematic development as evidenced by today's event. Taking advantage of the fact that after the fall of Mali, our Hungarian friends were left with modern infrastructure, such as the airport named after Ferenc Liszt, was certainly preceded by a thorough analysis aimed at optimizing solutions. And Budapest proved to be the best solution, beneficial for both sides. Also, I think, for the entire region of Central Europe. At this special moment, it is worth to take a look at the history of Polish aviation and outline the historical context of today's event. An additional incentive for such a look back is the fact that the birth of Polish aviation is closely connected with the rebirth after 123 years of servitude of an independent Polish state. And this year we are celebrating the 100th anniversary of regaining independence. With the regaining of independence in November 1918, the Poles took over the infrastructure of aviation equipment that remained after three partitioning powers. It was not until several months later, in September 1919, that Polish Air Force was united. Shortly thereafter, Polish Air Force played a significant role in the Polish-Soviet war, contributing to the victory and the restraining of communist expansion. It is worth adding here that in the air fights 28 pilots died on the Polish side, among whom there were 3 heroic American pilots. In order to close the glorious history of Polish military aviation, let us also mention the heroism and enormous merits of Polish airmen in the Battle of England in 1914. For a long time, they had to wait for recognition from the British themselves, but in the Polish tradition, their heroism was appreciated immediately. They became the heroes of collective memory. Let us, however, look at the development of Polish civil aviation in its communication aspect. As you know, the first passenger flight began on January 1940 in Florida. Just 6 years later, the first air connection from Warsaw was launched. In 1922, the Polish airline Aeroroid was created with the participation of German capital, and 90 years ago, LOT Airlines, the protoplast of PLL LOT, the adjective Polish, was added in 1929. Another important day, also Jubilee, connects with the inauguration of transatlantic flights. The first pioneer flight of the Lockheed Air 14 began on the 13th of May 1938 in Los Angeles. The plane, managed by Polish pilots, landed in Warsaw. Just 80 years ago. During World War II, LOT's operations were suspended. After the war, LOT's fleet was based on Soviet aircraft. Only from the end of the 80s, it was replaced by American ones. An important date in the history of Polish transatlantic flights was the previous year, when the connection to Los Angeles and from Krakow to Chicago was launched. The flights launched from Budapest to New York and Chicago will be a significant addition to the offer of the Polish career and a symbol of cooperation among our 3 countries, Poland, Hungary, and the United States. May God protect us. Thank you very much.